All right. All right, everybody, what's happening? What's going on? Thank you once again for tuning in to Street Therapy on KUAW Radio. I'm your host, Christopher Jackson, CJ. Today is June the 15th, 2021. Today is a pretty good day, but for this show in particular, I want to dedicate this show to a good friend of mine. He passed away about a week ago, so I want to dedicate this. He was a good man, good father, and a good husband. So I want to dedicate this show to him. You know what I'm saying? So this is to represent Michael Griswold. We call him Grizzy. So without further ado, I want to introduce everybody or have everybody introduce themselves on set and tell a little bit about themselves, and we can kind of jump right into the show. We can start off with Miss Nicole Chantel or Nicole Moore.
Yeah, it's Nicole Moore. I just go by
Okay,
Nicole Chantel on Facebook.
okay. Well, if you can, introduce yourself to everybody, we can kind of go from there.
So I'm Nicole. I'm the owner of Elevated Women. And of course, we have a huge event coming on to Kansas City, going to be downtown at the Plaza. So we've been promoting it pretty hard. It's for all the ladies, mompreneurs, and just even if they're not a mom, a woman that is an entrepreneur. We'll have a panel of women where they could ask questions, how to balance life, how to get to the next level of their business, and that kind of thing. Elevated Women is a business that I started about a couple years ago, and
Okay,
we just look to help women who are entrepreneurs.
beautiful, beautiful. And we'll dig into that a little more because I like to hear a little more about how that came about and how that got set up. That sounds interesting. Mompreneur.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So, Mr. Woody Bonds, if you could introduce yourself to everybody and tell a little bit about yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Woody Bonds. I am a future brewery owner in Kansas City. Pretty excited about that. I've been in and around the beer scene for a long time. Um, it's my dream, it's my passion to make great adult beverages for people and to do it in a very experimental way. So
Hmm.
to be able to do this on a commercial level is pretty exciting. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to doing this just for not just for me, but to also try to help out other entrepreneurs in the future. So yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Man, that sounds great. I think I don't know if we have anybody else on. Okay, okay, cool. All right, so I start off this show. I want to just kind of celebrate the fathers. Father's Day is coming up this Sunday, and oftentimes is Father's Day kind of gets forgotten about, and sometimes men, we know women do a lot. We know men do a lot as well. So one to kind of big up the men and for the fathers of our lives. For those who have grew up without fathers or with fathers, I grew up without my father in my life. So but I have my kids, and I try to be there in their life and things like that. I don't know anything other than being there in their lives. So, man, I'll jump back to you, Woody. As far as do you have children?
Yes, I do. I have a 10-year-old daughter.
Okay. Okay. What does fatherhood mean from you as far as what you've experienced maybe from your father and what you're showing to your children, man?
Well, as far as my father goes, my father was, a hardworking man. He worked for Ford Motor Company for 33 years.
Mm,
And he provided and he was there
yeah.
and he tried to show us the right way to work and to live and every sporting event. I mean, if if my sister and I, if we had a sporting event at the same time, my mom would be at one and my dad would be at the other. I mean, just because they wanted to make sure they knew that we knew that they were there. And as far as my daughter, I just I just, try to show her love and compassion. And, it was different in the beginning because I'm like, being a girl dad is, it's different. You got to deal with some of them emotions sometimes. And, that's great, but it changed me. It made me a better man. And it made me realize that, compassion and love, as a father or just as a male, it can take you a long way in this world, and it can really show your kids that 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 you do love them and you're there for them, and even in their tough times you're there for them. So
for sure. Right on, man. That's nice. And Miss Nicole, about you as your father, were you raised with your dad being there?
I was actually raised by my stepdad. He
Okay.
actually adopted me when I was 16.
Mm,
So he's
yeah,
been awesome.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
That's that's beautiful. That's good. My wife and I, when we got together, her son was in the third grade, and yeah, third grade. And I, he never met his biological father. So and when I came into his life, I became that. So there's somebody waiting, Mr. Walker, to be let in on the link. But so I was that, and I kind of parallel because me growing up without my father, I had to learn, like I had to learn how to father a young boy. I had to learn how to become what I didn't see for a father. I mean, I have four uncles, and I tell you what, they were totally different. They had all their personal characteristics. So I was basically, with my mom and everything. So that's kind of my thing. And then we have three together, and they don't know anything but mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? So that's good to me. We have brother Cameron on the line.
What's going on?
Man, how you doing, sir?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me today.
Man, listen, it is my pleasure. I'm glad you tapped in, brother. So we were just really kind of before we jump into it, where we kind of expounding about fathers, but first off, we just introduce yourself and a little bit about yourself and who you are and whatnot.
Yeah, my name is Kemet Coleman. I'm a musician. I'm a entrepreneur. I'm a urbanist. I'm a beer fanatic. I got a growing list of titles that keep growing. I need to stop growing them. But at the end of the day, I'm someone who wants to build community and see people come together and work together to create a better future. So yeah, been active in the scene here in about Kansas City for about 10 years in the music scene, and have been trying to build community with that and my other projects ever since.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, man. And I know oftentimes in our community, and another reason why I reached out to you all is because I know oftentimes our community, we are the first generation entrepreneurs. You know, I
Mhm.
I'm not an entrepreneur myself yet, but I just try to connect people with people, and to see that you all are doing your thing with Nicole, with the women and with the ladies and things like that, and you brothers with the brewery. I think that's awesome because oftentimes that changes the mind of a young person when they see it, and but you can't be what you see. Nicole, what's been your experience in the field of entrepreneurship, especially motivating young women?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I like most about being in this is being able to see, just not just kids, but like teenagers,
Right,
so they can see a different avenue and another aspect of what they could be, starting now and growing up, just the business side of it and teaching them and molding them and showing them that, you can have your own business.
right,
Um, so
yeah,
I think that's because I didn't have that growing up, I had to pretty much learn that, along the way.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So how's that experience been by you? I'm sure you've had some peaks and valleys. So how's that
Oh,
experience been?
it hasn't
How's that
always been
experience?
all roses and sunshine. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
being an entrepreneur, you have great days, and then you got bad days, where you're like, what in the heck was I thinking? Just
Yeah,
so I always say that, but every day's a new day.
for sure.
You can go one day and make a lot, and you can go one day and make nothing.
Yeah,
But my whole thing is not just staying motivated, but staying determined and being consistent and keep going.
absolutely. Yeah, that's important, and my last couple of shows, the one thing that kind of kept coming up was the word mentor.
Hmm.
Mentorship. That was something that really was really hit hard on on most of those shows. And I'll bounce back to brother Kimmy here real quick since you did a lot, and I'll jump to you here real quick as well, Woody. But as far as you say, you do a lot in the community, man. How big is mentorship and young brothers and even sisters with young brothers seeing you out there doing your thing, man?
Yeah, definitely. Going back to Nicole's point, humans, we need to be able to touch and feel and actually experience that in like real life about, an example that you could potentially strive for. So I think it's huge. I mean, without mentorship, like a lot of people are lost.
Yeah.
I've been blessed with mentors that I didn't even know were my mentors.
Mm.
And so I think there's levels that we all need to kind of, I mean, when someone's like, oh, I don't have time to be a mentor, I mean, I don't necessarily buy it because there's a lot of different ways you can be a mentor. You can respond to a message if somebody's reaching out to you with a question. You can go into schools and volunteer 1 hour of your time. That's what I do. Whenever a teacher reaches out, hey, come talk to my class, absolutely. I will be there.
For sure, for sure. That's dope, man. That's very important. And I didn't ask you as far as being ready. Do you have children?
Yeah. Yeah. I got 3 kids.
So how's your fathering maybe different than your experiences? Having a father or not having a father in the house.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I did have a father in my house. And my dad was a very, he worked a lot. He was actually entrepreneur. So that's kind of where I got a lot of my kind of entrepreneurial spirit. I don't know another way, honestly.
Right, right.
I've tried so many different times, and like honestly, this seems to be the way for me. And I'm just
Yeah.
gonna have. I'm 34 years old. It's like, all right, man, here we are. So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, he was. I would say my biggest difference is I would say I'm a little more patient. I would say I listen more to my children and like where they're at.
Yeah.
And I try to like kind of get into their head a little bit and not necessarily like spoon fed what I was raised. I mean, my classroom is the way that my dad and my mom raised me, right? Like that's how I know how to parent. But I do have experiences like as a black boy that did grow up, that I wanted to be a little bit different than them. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Woody Bonds, man, how was your experience as far as being a mentor or actually being mentored to? How has that impacted your life, brother?
I'm actually just getting to the part of mentoring as far as on a brewing scale. I've had a lot of uh, brewers that have mentored to me. I've had a couple brewers that I've lost that have been most influential in my life. Just them showing me the right way to do it, and them fully believing in me, fully believing in the things that I think, the things that I'm capable of, and now I am kind of to the point to where I am trying to give back. I mean, I used to have a friend of mine. His name was Michael Wells, the late Michael Wells.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, I don't know why he didn't curse me out because I would message him at all hours of the night
Yeah.
trying to ask him about, hey, I'm having trouble with, my water, what do I need to do with that, and he always answered, and he always checked on me, reached out to me. And there's a lot of guys, and they still do that. A lot of guys and girls that are brewing that still do that. Mentorship, from a brewing standpoint, is huge, because I mean, you won't get anywhere without mentors, you know. And
Sure.
and some of the mentors that I've had, it's about more than just brewing, you know. It's just life. And you know, and for me, as far as me myself being a mentor, I just like to, you know, I just like to, lead by, example, by just, trying to show young people, hey, there's always a way there's always a right way to do things, and there's always a wrong way to do things, you know. I mean,
Sure.
and, and getting there by the right way is so much more fulfilling, you know, and so much, and it's, less of a headache. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
it's just, mentorship in all assets of life are very important.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
can I
Yeah.
just
Go
add
ahead.
something?
Absolutely.
Add something to that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the other beautiful thing about mentorship is, kind of Woody's point, like it helps the future generation save time. So like if it took us, X years to get here,
Yeah.
go ahead and cut out that X year part and literally just give this gift of time savings. I mean, because that's what we're fighting against time. Like
Yeah.
we only got a certain amount of time left throughout the day and in our life. So if we can help them speed up progression, I think that's huge.
And when you look at that, great examples. But when you look at that, when you when you speed up time, and when you cut out some of those pitfalls, it just moves the community that much farther.
Yeah,
Because you can say, yeah, learn the way I learned and figure it out yourself, whatever the case. Yeah, but but you get nowhere.
yeah,
And when you're able to kind of navigate them and say, listen, this is what, don't make this mistake, because this will cost you 10 years.
right.
don't
Yeah,
don't do that. Don't do that. That's man, that is dope, man. So
yeah.
I want to talk about Nicole's her event that she got coming up. How did this come about? Yeah, and first off, you got a pretty. I don't know all the women. I don't know most of the women on your lineup, but how did this come about? And who are some of the ladies that you have on your event?
Well, some of the ladies I have her name is Amaya Amira. She's based out of St. Louis, Missouri. She was on the Tamara Hall show.
Okay.
She's been working with Rihanna, and she's just a makeup artist, and she's a makeup influencer. She has a
Yeah.
huge following on YouTube and all over social media. And then
Nice.
we have Mrs. LA Truth. She's going to be our host. She's everywhere too. She's a
Yeah.
social media influencer. And then I have She is the T. She's also a social media influencer. A lot of people know her from some roles that she plays. She does like little skits and stuff with her husband and stuff. And then I
Huh.
have some local ladies that are from here, of course, Kansas City.
Mhm.
I have a lady, she owns a daycare center. And then I also have another lady here. Her name is Christina Williams. She just opened up a gentleman's club. So yeah, so I just try to bring different ladies from different, walks of life, and everybody from different backgrounds. So, just because, I do certain things, they might relate more to somebody else,
Yeah.
So I try to got a different variety of different women that are entrepreneurs.
I
Absolutely.
love
And
that.
that, yeah, absolutely, man. That is very important, because say one person may not be able to reach a certain person, or whatever the
Right.
case, or that message may not be for him, but that lady over there really got it, and she needed to hear that.
Exactly.
So that makes sense. Everything is not for everybody, but then there is something for everybody.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's funny, because I got an event. A friend of mine does a fashion show, and I don't know if maybe I can connect, because whatever the case. But she got a fashion show coming up this weekend. So it's a fashion show, and it's a car show and all that stuff. And she's a
Right.
pretty, yeah, she's pretty out there too as well. But I think that's important, because most people that I have on the show that talk about Kansas City, and they love living in Kansas City, and
Mhm.
how often we hear that Kansas City is backyard barbecue, backyard barbecue and jazz music. That's about it. But Kansas City is a lot much more than that. If it wouldn't be, then there wouldn't be a lot of money coming through here like it is, and just I've been here my whole life. You know, I enjoy Kansas City. You know, and things like that. So, is everybody here from Kansas City?
Yes.
I am.
Yeah.
Woody's not.
Oh, what is not? Okay.
I said, Kim, you ain't got to put me out there like that, bro. Come on now. I mean, he always
What
doing
he
me
said,
like
I
that.
wasn't gonna say. Well, I wasn't gonna say them, but since you
Yeah,
said it, huh?
Hey,
I
I was
should have.
just gonna say I am, but now I got to go ahead and no, I'm just kidding.
I was mistaken, man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was actually born in San Jose, California, but I've
Okay.
been here since I was 3. So I mean, I'm
Oh
from
Yeah.
here,
man.
you know.
Oh,
So that's
Yeah.
why I'm
Yeah,
like,
you from?
man, you gonna take me all the way back to 3, man? How you gonna do me like
That's funny. I know. My bad, man.
He
that?
took you
I'm gonna
back to
get
the
you later. I'm gonna get you later.
yeah. He took you back to the golden years, man. So as far as this brewery, man, how did that come about, man? Obviously, you know you love what you do, you love your taste for beer and things like that. But how what's the whole process? I mean, for whatever you can tell, but what's the whole process for that, man? And networking and just getting the right recipes and the good, bad, and ugly, man. What's that like, brother?
Yeah, I'll let Kim kind of start about how it how our brewery kind
How,
of came about, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean I'll
yeah.
kind of take over the rest of the conversation. So
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So it started with Hip Hop Soiree, sort of for me. Like I met Woody during his involvement with Hip Hop Soiree, which I don't know if you talked about Woody, but was a festival that he put on, and what was it, 18?
yeah, it was I want to say it was 18, 19, and 20.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's and it was a really dope festival. I had a good time, and one of my favorites in Kansas City. And so at that point, I was just like, all right, well, I don't know who this guy is, but I pretty much need to keep him around.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously music and beer is definitely, those are two of my favorite things. So um, we came together that way, and I hit him up. I hit him up and told him, I was interested in starting a brewery, and this would have been, a couple attempts for me, the second or third attempt. But I knew after I went to Hip Hop Soiree, like if I was gonna do, if I was gonna do something, I would want to partner with somebody like Woody, because Woody not only knows a lot about the beer and the craft beer industry, and loves it through and through and dedicated to it, but he also is a community builder. And so the crowd that came to that festival was like the crowd that I would love to follow, or follow the things that we're doing now. So long story short, that's kind of what the spark was, and then basically Woody was like, well, if I'm gonna do this, then I got to bring my homie Elliot in, because him and Elliot have a good rapport as homebrewers friends, and so I pretty much trusted him for that. And when I met Elliot, super stand up guy, very talented brewer, is just somebody that's definitely an asset, kind of into this trinity of creativity. Let's put it like that. So,
Yeah.
at that point, we just kind of, we said we doing this, and once we keep keeping along the process. We're still in the process, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
that's a multi-million, or is it only not billion, but that's a multi-million dollar industry.
Yeah.
Beer, craft
Hmm.
beer and brewery, and there's a lot of local breweries here in Kansas City. It seems like there's one popping up every so often, man. What sets you brothers, apart, man, other than, well, I'll let you explain. What sets y'all apart other than y'all black owned?
Woody.
I mean, for me, I don't know if it's necessarily setting us apart. I think it's just more of just being a part of it. The brewing community and business. I always kind of hate to call it a business, but the brewing community. I mean, everybody's kind of like a family, and we all just kind of want to play our part to make Kansas City successful, to make Kansas City a big brewing hub. I mean, it's, I think more than anything, the community itself is kind of set apart, like from everything else, from any other business you would go to. Like you wouldn't you wouldn't see you wouldn't see two businesses that are competing against each other, giving each other advice and helping this one open and helping that one open. Like anytime a brewery opens, everybody kind of rally around one another and to help one another. And that for me is what it's what I love about this. And I do think if I would say anything would maybe kind of set us apart is the fact that we have two brewers that are completely different. You have Elliot, who is very good. He's technical. He's very he's very his beers are clean and refined, and then you have me. I'm very I love the science of this. I love to do things that people may not expect with beer. I love to put fruit in things. I love to mix yeast. I love, I think that right there can, we've already seen that, like putting our recipes together and just talking about how we want to do things already kind of like makes us feel like, there's going to be some things that people may not be accustomed to, people may not have seen. And, and we're really excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's interesting. So, and you've already got a location picked out. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Okay. Cool. So that's down. Is that can you disclose the location, or is it still in the works, or is it?
It's still in stone? We're very close to being able to say the exact location, but it's in a historic building in the neighborhood.
In Kansas City.
in Kansas City metropolitan
area. Indeed.
Yeah, not San Jose.
Not San Jose. Yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah. So Nicole, so your event is not just a panel of speakers; it's actually a brunch. Am I right?
Yeah. So it's gonna
how's that set up?
It's gonna be held at the Intercontinental Hotel, and we're at the rooftop. And they're gonna have like a gourmet brunch.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited.
Nice.
Hold on, I need a ticket to this.
I know, right? Listen, man, she said rooftop, dog. That's that's really been a big thing, though. That's really been a big thing, man. I've seen a lot of people in Kansas City have rooftop parties.
Yeah.
You said rooftop. You said rooftop. I was there when she said food. Okay.
I was there when she said food too.
Yeah, and then we also have DJ Street King. He's gonna be our DJ for the day too.
Yeah, that's dope. So now is this the first annual or second, or what year is this for?
This is actually our first annual month.
Cool stuff is for the birds, man.
Right.
So
yeah, it was trash.
Yeah, it was trash, man. But I'll tell you what it did for me. What it really did for me is it taught me what. Because you go to our kids' school and you go and you volunteer, or you couldn't do it because COVID, because they really wouldn't let you in the front door. But you go to the schools and you get to be a part of what your kids are doing. But I think for me that this kind of brought it to a whole nother level, because we got an opportunity to get on the Zoom and see what the teachers are actually teaching, and seeing when you're looking at the screen with your kids, seeing what kid is turning upside down and throwing something at the dog in the background or whatever. You're like, oh yeah, he's the class clown. Don't go back to school and get around that kid.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, don't talk to that kid.
But the funny part about that is that ends up being the one that gravitates towards your kid, man.
Straight up.
But this is where I'm at. Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
Being a girl dad, okay, I'm like, any young boys, don't talk to none of them. Okay, don't say nothing to them. Okay, and I ain't got to say nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? So
For
you know,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Because the daddy daughter relationship is interesting, man. It really is. It's like because my girls, that's just that daddy daughter relationship is like, all right, go ahead and do it. But then when it's with your son, you're like, boy, straighten up. So that whole dynamic is different. It's tender, man. Is that how it is with y'all and your girls, man? Well, you already said it was, Woody. He said, don't
Yeah,
don't mess with her. I got the shotgun.
yeah, and the thing about it is, my daughter. I mean, man, she's probably 35 years old because she quick to correct me. She quick to tell me, "Hey, Dad, you didn't do this." She quick to tell me, "Dad, that food you cooked was terrible." You know,
No.
I mean,
Yeah, mine too.
and that's why I stick to like fries and chicken fingers. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I stick to something I can just cook real quick. You know what I mean? But no, but
Woody, you can't do the mac and cheese, man.
I mean I can do it. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but no, but but no, but my daughter and I over the course of the last couple of years, we've been through a lot together, and all the crazy moments, they're all worth it when you really get to feel how much
Yeah,
she loves you. She's worried about me. How are
yeah,
you doing? And I'm like, I need to be asking you that. But
yeah, for
but
sure.
but and our relationship is just you see me. This is how I am
Yeah,
with her. We act silly together. I mean, and that's the for me as a father, not just a girl father or a dad father.
sure.
Have fun with your kids. Have fun with your
100%.
kids because
That's right.
because they love it. I mean, and I love to cut up with my daughter. I mean, I'd rather cut up with her than the homies. That's just the way it is.
For sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting, man. I'll say this, and then I ask another question. But so last weekend they had family night at the swimming pool, right? But it started at 8:30 at night, and I got to be at work at like 3 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So it went from 8:30 till about 10:30. But I tell you what though, it was a stretch. But I tell you what though, to see the little ones run around there, and they had the DJ and they had the lights and they had the wave pool, and I got home. I think I had like 2 hours of sleep that night before I went to work. But those are those moments, man, that are priceless. Like you can't get that stuff back, man. You really can't. You sacrifice that sleep, but you really can't get that time back. So, I take it and I enjoy it for what it is and everything. So I got a quick question, man. So as far as last year with COVID, man, how did y'all make it through COVID, Nicole? We can start with whoever, but how did y'all make it through COVID, man? How did y'all do? Are y'all doing all right now, or how'd it go?
Well, I actually have my own cleaning company.
Yeah,
So we still had a couple of cleans. Normally we had a lot in the summer, like now it's like picking up like crazy.
yeah,
But we clean for like, we do make readies. So I clean, for whenever somebody's moving out and preparing the home or the apartment for a new
yeah.
move-in.
Nice, nice. So as far as COVID, how did your family fare well? Everybody do okay during that time?
Yes,
Good, good
by the
deal.
grace of God, and nobody
Yeah,
got sick. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for
Because
sure.
we were still out and
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Y'all out and about now. Y'all ready to jump out there and let your hair down.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, brother Kim, man. How about you? How's your family making through COVID, man? Everybody do okay?
Yeah, the family, they thoroughly enjoyed it, especially my kids. It's like, oh, daddy and mommy all the time. Okay, great.
Yeah,
They came out on top. Let's just put it like that.
for sure,
Uh,
for sure.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, we did good, man. Everybody was
That's
healthy.
good.
I think honestly, we probably had it back in like November. There was something that
Yeah,
took all of us out. We went to the
yeah,
hospital. They were like pneumonia, and we just
for
went home.
sure. I hear that a lot, man. A lot of people, and I think I might have had it, man. Just for whatever reason, that 24 hour, I think it was 24, 48 hour. I was like, man, I couldn't move for a minute, but
Yeah.
I made it through. So I'm like, man, it might have been. Then when I sit down, I said somebody put a lemon up to my nose and I couldn't smell it. I was, yeah, that's probably what it was. You
Yeah.
know. So Woody, man, how's the family make it through COVID, man? Everybody doing okay? Everybody do all right during COVID?
Yeah, everybody did good. We just all we really kind of went in hiding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of one of the things where, I had my parents that were living with me, and and they're gonna get mad if I say this, but they're older. Uh,
Uh-huh.
but I just literally, like, I mean, I went to work and came home. I worked at the Ford plant. That was a little nerve wracking during COVID, but
Sure.
I mean we made it through. And I mean, now it's kind of one of the things with my friends is like, man, I can't believe you actually came back out, but
Mm,
but I'm
yeah.
here, and and by the grace of God,
Yeah.
I'm healthy, and my family's healthy. So I'm definitely thankful for that. I am, it is sad to see, some of the, some of my, friends, families that have lost people. And,
Yeah.
it's just sad, but, hopefully this is a time for everybody to kind of, reflect and maybe, get back out there and, and just, and hopefully we won't have to, live any of this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a reset, man. It's definitely a reset, and it made you really, it made you really you had to be around, if you say if you don't want to be around your family or you and your wife, it was ill and you and the kid, but you had to be around them, man. You had to figure it out, so you had to weather through the, what I'm saying? So you had to do those things. And it was important for us to figure that out because oftentimes you can live with somebody for 20 years and never really know certain things about them. Like, what was that? So
Real
you learn a
talk.
lot about people.
And that's kind of fun. That's kind of funny you say that, because I met my girlfriend like probably about 6 or 7 months before, like, the quarantine and everything. And
Yeah.
and when we kind of knew it was quarantine, she kind of looked at me like, you think we gonna make it through this? And I'm like, yeah, I think we are. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and we did. And after it was over, we was like, well, we really made it through this, But you kind of look
Yeah.
around and you see, maybe half the people like, well, we didn't make it, But
Yeah.
but it's just, yeah. I mean, but also COVID. I don't say it was a good thing, but the shutdown was kind of good because it gave me an opportunity to, to really, get back to even brewing and doing some things and being able to really see what I was capable of. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hoping I feel like after COVID, once everything is kind of back to normal, you really get a chance to see everybody at their best because they've had an opportunity to, hopefully master their crafts.
For
So.
sure. And really
Yeah.
self-reflect too. Go ahead, brother Kimmy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, if it wasn't for COVID, like I would not be opening a brewery with Woody right now. Like that's something that
Wait a minute,
like
you'd be opening with somebody else? Is that what you're saying?
no,
Yeah, man,
yeah,
we
it
gotta
would, it
talk,
would,
man.
Don't say nothing.
yeah,
This
man.
could incriminate you, brother. No, playing.
Yeah,
Holler at you
I'm gonna
offline,
get
bro.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but seriously though, like, it's one of those things where like I kept seeing like over the years, I kept seeing like a brewery in my future. And I'm not sure, how Woody felt about this, but for me, it was like, why do I keep seeing this in my future, but I'm not like doing anything about it?
Right.
So
Right.
for me, it's like, all right, well, if I'm gonna do this, then let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
so if I didn't have a whole year to reflect and a whole year to make a bunch of mistakes and a
Yeah.
bunch of advances, like personally and with my wife and family and kids and professionally,
Yeah. Yeah.
not sure where we'd be.
That's funny. Go
And
ahead. Go
Chris,
ahead.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
That's okay.
as far as like, myself, being a part of this brewery, I don't think I would have done this if I didn't see the real belief that Kemet had in me. I mean, it was like he really believed that, that this is something I should be doing. This isn't just a dream for me. This is something that, I was born to do, and
Yeah.
and that belief that he gave me, is what really has driven me to be like, I can really do this, you know.
For sure. For sure.
Word.
Yeah, it sounds like what you're saying is by you being a mad scientist of the whole brewery situation, and then your other brother, what was his name? What was the
Elliot.
other brother? Elliot, and him being kind of more the technical aspect of it, and my man Kemet here seemed like he's more of the we can do this, man. Come on, let's go. The encourager, like let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the three amigos, man. but
Yeah.
definitely,
That's kind of
for sure. Yeah, and that really sums it up, man. And so the name of my show is called Street Therapy, and I named it Street Therapy for a reason because oftentimes I know that there are things that we need to get off our chest that we don't always talk about, and there are people that in a therapy aspect don't necessarily make it to the streets. There are people that are from the streets that don't necessarily make it to the therapy part. And I think it's good, man. It really gets stuff off your chest and talk about, what, life issues and talk about things that's going on and really just, laugh and joke with each other and say, man, listen, it's not that bad. Trust me. I know. And I just, I talked about on the onset of the show, I just lost a good friend of mine to COVID. He had COVID, then he had his lungs failed. So his wife actually ended up taking him to she don't take him to Chicago, but she actually took him to Texas, and that's where he was going to get a transplant. But he got there and had some issues, and ended up dying in Texas. So had to bring his body. And I talked to his wife yesterday, and she had to go view the body, and it was tough, man. So, and that's why I asked y'all how you made it through, because he was a good friend of mine, man. He's like a little brother to me, and that was pretty tough to see him go like that. Good guy. He was an ex-hustler, man, and got married and things like that, and got a wife and kids. So, that's a beautiful thing. But and that's why I asked me how y'all made it through, because I think we've all experienced some level of trauma behind this. Whether it was something that we dealt with directly, that whether we be sick or shut in the house or disagreement with family members, or whether we just knew some really good people, man, that might have passed or really got sick from this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a serious thing. That's why I asked, and everything. So I think we're probably getting close to wrapping up. Yeah, about close. So how can people reach out to, I'll jump back to the coaches, lady of the bunch. But how can people reach out to you? I don't know if there's any more tickets or if there's how people can jump back in.
Our VIP is sold out.
Okay.
But we do have some more general admission available.
Okay.
And so they can actually go on to Facebook, and Elevated Women is our group. And our link is on there for them to go to Eventbrite, or they could just go to Eventbrite and look up the Elevated Women Mompreneur Brunch. It's on there. Or we're on Instagram as well.
Wonderful. And Elevated Women, right?
Yes.
Cool. Wonderful.
Or they can
Wonderful.
just look me up, Nicole Chantel. They could do that too. Either way.
Okay. Either way, so ladies, I want a nice event to go to. Brothers, if y'all want to send your ladies to a nice. I didn't say kick her out, I said send her. No.
Hey, I want to eat. Okay, I want to eat. No, hey, Nicole, can I just come and eat? Get a plate?
I don't think that's how it's gonna work.
Yeah. Hey, so why is the bartender back there eating all the food? Who is that dude?
Right.
Hey, bring me another plate real quick. Yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah. So, gentlemen, how can anybody reach out to you? And really, man, just how can people kind of track your progress, man, and knowing when you're launching things like that on your brewery? You have a name for it yet?
Yeah, Vine Street Brewing.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can look that up just Google that. We're on Instagram, vinestreetbrewing.com, Facebook now, and then you can follow me, Woody, and Elliot. I don't think Elliot posts as much as me and Woody do, but all of us are definitely accessible as well.
And he's the technical one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to call him the quiet assassin.
Yeah, he's the introvert technical one, huh?
Yeah, and you call me the loudmouth.
So he's the integral technical, and you are the mad scientist. Ain't that something?
I like it.
So brother Woody, man, how can people reach out to you, or is that just kind of everything as far as going through Vine Street Brewery?
Yeah, that's it. Everybody just, kind of go through Vine Street and, and kind of hear our story. And, if you have any questions, I mean, we're more than willing to answer. And, we're just excited to be able to serve this city some good beers,
Mm-hmm.
From some good local beer from some good local brothers, man. It seems like y'all got it going on, man. Especially in down here in the city, looking for, in fact, we just celebrated Juneteenth, last weekend and whatnot, this past weekend. So definitely a great time. So like I said, launch out there, man. It's beautiful. So listen, I want to thank everybody. Any parting words? Nope. All right. So listen.
You knew I was gonna say something.
Go ahead, brother.
No, I was gonna say, for all y'all restaurants out there, when the brewery opens, if you want to bring me food, you're more than welcome to do it. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, listen, they're gonna be like, they gonna have your picture up on the wall. No food for you. no more food for you.
Yeah, you got to get out. You got to get out. You run us out of business.
They said, listen, the Chinese buffet done closed down. No, not him.
Hey,
but no, really.
I'm skinny, but I'll put it away, bro. You don't put the hey, if he getting the plate, I'm getting the plate.
There you go. For sure. Listen, I really want to thank y'all for accepting my invitation. I mean, I really wish the best for you guys. I really do, guys and gals. But I really wish the best for y'all, and definitely looking forward to connecting on some other stuff, really, and kind of going for. I want to bring a camera in there, man. When y'all open up and just walk around and see what it is, man.
More than welcome.
I don't know if men, walking to your ladies' function. Maybe before y'all start talking, then y'all had to kick us out when y'all start talking. You know what I mean? But that's dope. But no, real talk. I really want to thank y'all for accepting. Thank y'all so much. I really hope the best for y'all, and have a great week and a great weekend. And y'all take it easy. Hey, this has been Christian, man, for Street Therapy KC on KUAW. Mr. Walker, I appreciate you as always.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Listen,
you.
you have a blessed day. Y'all take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right.